Hello, hello. Today we've got an exciting live once again. Um, Gonna bring Esther on, and she's got awesome things to share with everyone. Mainly how to grow your following on social media. Alright, just gotta bring you on. Okay, so I'm gonna invite you, and you'll be invited and slip the screen up.
I'll
Hey,
move the camera back so you don't just get a bit of my face.
that's alright. I'll take whatever I can get.
Oh, yeah.
That's alright.
I'm here with my fur children. They're here for the live as well.
Oh, that's so cute. You know what? I think that's with social media, like pets. Like, you
I,
don't need anything else,
I,
right? You can just
I can't cope
have a
with
pet
it.
and one's happy
You know,
and it's all good, isn't it?
yeah, but it just makes me laugh. Like going like, how come there's like a rabbit over there that's got 250,000 followers, and this rabbit doesn't even know
Love it.
you know you're famous.
Absolutely. Does he or she have an Instagram page yet?
these two don't have these two don't have an Instagram page. There's two
Oh,
of them. There's one there. Come here. Where's the other one? And there's the other one.
gee. I hope they didn't
I know.
displace your kids. I love animals. Like, I don't have an animal, but whenever I see like my neighbor's dog or a bird, like you just get excited, and I post on my stories and stuff, and it's just so good for vibes, you know. And I'm sure you know all about that. Um, yeah, no, I thought today was like it was really cool. Like we met on Clubhouse, and I just felt that I've been watching you. The truth is I've been watching you. Yeah, it's a lovely dog, Mimosa. And you know what? We could just just talk about dog the whole 10-15 minutes. I'll be cool with that. But obviously I don't want to mislead people with the clickbait of, how to increase your
Yeah.
influence and your following. But anyway, like I thought maybe 10-15 minutes and I'll just like chat to you, maybe learn from you as well, myself, how to grow your influence, help entrepreneurs or anyone looking to grow, because tell me, you reached a milestone. Yeah. Tell us a bit about that, like.
So when was it? It was in the last like moon cycle. Within the last like 4 weeks, I think I hit my 10K on YouTube.
Oh,
Under 2 years, which I was really pleased with, because YouTube's a very strange platform, and I know some people who've been on there years and really struggle with it, and I haven't really seen too much like growth from it.
yeah.
And I'm like, that's where you need me, like, because I could help you with that.
Oh,
I think
wow.
every platform's different, but yeah, that was amazing, and I honestly remember starting that platform from zero, and I remember receiving my first like 2 subscribers, which was
Yeah.
like my. Um,
Wow.
I remember that. I remember the first day I started it, and it does blow my mind a little bit sometimes.
I love how you said that you started from two. People see the glory, but they don't always see the story. And it's amazing that you've got now thousands of people that have decided to press that subscribe button, which is like it's like a mutual contract. Like I trust you, Esther, that you're gonna provide me with value. Like because I believe that's what a lot of it is about. And I like your face. I like your energy and what you're about. So for someone that wants to increase their following, like what would you do to start? How did you go from 2 to 10,000?
So I don't think it really matters which. I mean, obviously, so for most that asked what my YouTube niche is, so this is what we'll talk about now, is it's manifestation, law of attraction. So I don't think it really matters which platform you're doing this on, but I think it's so important to choose something you are niching on, something with a very specific message, because you want
Yeah,
it to cut through white noise to speak to your specific people, and the people that are going to
yeah,
keep coming back, because they're, especially on YouTube, and with anything with like algorithms, is your audience want to know what, like, so when you talk about value, they want to know roughly what kind of value to expect from you. They want to know when they're going to get it. So they kind of think, oh, I know that Esther roughly uploads at the same time every week, so I should be able to get something from her then. And I'm the same like that. Like, there's channels that I watch, so I know roughly when to expect a certain type of content. And you know what? When they don't post it, I'm gutted. I'm like, I really wanted that today. And yes, down the line, I think you can start bringing in a bit more of other things that make you you, because it is all about being yourself. But in the early days, like, so I've got lots of things that I'm interested in. Like, I play the piano, I like drawing. But you know what, if I was like doing a video on law of attraction one week, and then doing a video on art the next week, and a video on that, and it's the same just like with your posts, is just trying to make your content relevant for your audience. Yes, I think it's so important that they do get to know you. But if it's all a bit all over the place, people are going to be like, I'm not sure what this is about and why I want to stick around, because they want to keep coming back to get those kind of like nuggets of gold from you that is going to help them with whatever it is. And so especially with video and with anything, I'd recommend like creating, there is content that you can create that is of the moment, powerful things, like things that are trending, so you want to jump on those, but making content that's evergreen, so basically that no matter when, that someone will be able to look that up in 10 years and it's still relevant. Because then it doesn't matter, like, you can just keep growing and snowballing off content that you made ages ago.
That's
Like,
it.
I've made like videos that just, you know, they're still always growing, like things like exams. So I make a lot of like exam subliminals, affirmations and stuff, because there's always going to be exams, you know, and there's always going to be students taking exams, and they always come back for it. So I think it's about thinking like, what are my audience's problems? What would they be looking for? And how can I help them through my content? That's huge. And I think, but you've got to enjoy doing it as well. So you have to really care about what you're doing, because otherwise you won't have the passion to keep doing it. You've got to be really, really aligned with your message and what's important to you, and what the impact you're trying to create through your platform is more, if you're connected to your impact and your why and you're passionate about it, I honestly think the rest will follow, because you just naturally develop a consistency within that anyway. Whereas if you're not that passionate about it, it's hard to stay motivated, to want to keep showing up for what it is that you want to deliver.
I really like that you brought that up. Thanks for sharing. You know, it's not just about what is going to work or what's worked for others. It's also, it's that Venn diagram I'm sure you might have heard of, like, what am I good at? What pays, or, you know, whether you want to monetize or not, or you just want a bit of an ego boost. And then what actually would keep me up at night. Hopefully you're not being kept up at night too much. You gotta what sort of, you know, what is it that you will be happy to talk about for a long time? You mentioned, like, you know, you've been in this game for many years. I actually did a stalk, like, you know, a lot of people came out during COVID, you know, myself included. Like, I've always had social media. I had Instagram 5 years ago. I never really posted much. I had all these ideas, but you've been doing this many years, and I appreciate that, and I feel that the passion is important, because that's what keeps you going. And you can recycle content, right? I mean, I was told by a mentor, you don't need to create content you can look back at, he gave me a time period of 6 months, and you can look back at what really hit, and what people really like resonated with and gave you feedback on. And it's really great, because someone new that just came in might not have seen it before.
Yeah, exactly. Like, unless they're doing like a total binge watch or a stalk. But you know, like, the thing is, like, every year I do a vision board video every single January, end of December, because vision boards is hot topic. And you know what, even for me, every year something new can evolve out of that, and there might be a new little piece of something that I say in one of those videos that I didn't say in the previous video. So it's fine. Like, it's never going to be a direct copy for copy of, and it's okay if, you know, lots of people do that, especially with manifestation techniques and things. It's, you see it a lot, and they just put a different spin on it almost. Like, so they'll say, do this, and you're going, well, what is I'm supposed to do? And so you click on it and you're like, oh, it's this again. Like, but it's okay. Like, I'm here for it. So I think that's always powerful. Capturing people's, like, getting people going, oh, I want to click this. Like, this could have something for me. It's quite powerful. But yeah, so I particularly, like you say, so the numbers game. It's a thing, I think, for everybody, because we look at the numbers and we think that the numbers signify growth and all of, and it is a bit of a status thing. For me, I really like, particularly on YouTube, you hit a lot of different bonuses and you unlock things when you get to different, you know, follower levels. So that's always been something for me, is just being able to say, I get to use this platform in a more exciting way every time I unlock one of these bonuses. And when I first started it, so obviously when I started it was 0, I did do a manifestation technique to grow it. And I did the 3x33 method. So you're probably familiar with that one. Like, a lot of people know that. It's where you write or speak an affirmation for what it is, an intention for what it is that you want to call in, and you do it 33 times for 3 days. So I said that I wanted 150 YouTube subscribers. I don't know why I went for 150, because I could have just
150,000 or 150?
No, just 100.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in, like, you start with what's believable, because so many people are like, I'm reaching for this and I'm reaching for that, and they're not even seeing that next step in front of them on the staircase yet. So there's some resistance there, thinking, well, how will I ever get to that when I'm not even seeing a result at this small little piece? So I'm always like, start with what's believable. So I felt like I was being really cheeky by saying 150 over 100. Like, I don't know why I chose 150, but I remember doing that. And then it happened within 3.5 months of me starting the channel. So it must have happened, you know, and I'd started the channel already when I did that intention exercise, but I started seeing my numbers go up quite quickly. And I remember saying to my partner, I went, something's happening on my channel, because I'm getting a few more, like, people coming. And just one of my videos went viral, just like, and even to this day, I've not seen my channel do what it did that week. And it was a really powerful time, because my dog had just passed. So I was grieving my dog really, really heavily. And so to me as well, anyone who's into manifestation, like, you can manifest in grief. Like, you can, because that's not about me going, oh, I'm feeling low vibe. I was like, I'm still worthy of amazing things, and I'm still worthy of results. So I'm always like, your worth top trumps like anything. And grief is just love, like, reframed in that you're longing for that love and missing that. So it really is, grief is just natural. So yeah, so that happened, and it just went up to over 1,000 in a week. And it was just bananas. And then, like, within, like, about a month after that, I got monetized, and I was just like, I was just laughing, because I was like, I only asked for 150, and I got, like, it was like 1,200 or something. And then, do you know what, from there it just kept going and going and going. And that video, you know, this is something I'll just say to anybody, is just start. Like, your content does not need to be perfect. Your content does not need to be like, oh my God, I have to have everything, like, spot on, and it needs to be, like, so pro. You know, that is my most successful video. It's got 175,000 views, I think. And it's me sat in front of my bedroom curtains. And when I watch it, I've also, like, laughed, because I'm like, God, I'm really stiff in that video. Like, I'm like, hello, ha. And yeah, it's mad, but it's, you know, that's still one of my most best ones, and it's not perfect by any stretch of any imagination. It's one of the first videos I ever made, and I make all my videos like on my phone. Like, I don't use anything special. You don't need all this fancy gear and everything that people say, oh, you know, you need all of that. It's like, just start. If you've got something to share, just start putting it out there. And if you believe in it and you're passionate about it, that's huge from a law of attraction angle, because it's all about being yourself. You must be yourself. Don't try and be anyone else or mimic anyone else's style, because you're being inauthentic to your essence. So it is about just allowing who you are to come through. And well, obviously there is other things that go into it, like with strategy and stuff, and just making sure that you're optimizing features and things on social media that can help you get found. But being yourself and being authentic from a manifestation point of view is huge, because people feel that and they're drawn to it. It's a law of, it's just laws of the universe. It's consistent. But I think, you know, again, a lot of people don't feel comfortable being themselves. Yeah. And I think a lot of people have got a fear of visibility that really holds them back from showing up in their best way. So I always think as well, energetically working on those things so that you feel confident in your message and in what you're delivering, and not being afraid that people aren't going to like you, or that people aren't going to agree with your message, because unfortunately there's always going to be those people. Like, I've had so many like troll comments. Like, I've had people like saying they hope I die and things, and that's tough. That is tough. Like, not going to sit there and like go, oh yeah, that's a walk in the park. But there's always going to be someone who doesn't agree with you and what you believe or what you're doing. So, but it's all about calling in those people that do, because they're the ones that are ready to hear your message. Dogs come to say hello again. Come on.
That's really, you know, and the fact that you're saying this for free, like, I really hope, again, like, my screen's lagging a bit, so I feel like there's probably been more people interacting than not. But I think that's really key. You're not necessarily looking for every single person on the earth, and Abraham Hicks says that, you know, we can coexist as beings different. And a lot of the struggle can sometimes come from trying to please everyone. I think what you said is an extension of that. You're not looking for every single Instagram person, someone that, and so far we've covered. So you said that, you know, be really passionate and excited for what you do. And again, maybe a dog, doesn't matter. Like, you're showing up really bright. You're showing up really bright to me. And the second thing was that, you know, be really clear, you know, sort of be yourself, be clear on who you are. Your video of 175K was, like you said, it wasn't with a ring light. You know, it's nighttime here. I've got a ring light. I admit that I've got a ring light, but maybe you do too. And yeah, and it's about being yourself, but in a way that that shows a good side of yourself too, right? Because I think that's something that people might feel like, and this is an interesting direction that's gone. They feel that themselves aren't good enough, and we're not sort of self-esteem coaches, but that's sometimes why people don't want to be themselves, because they feel that it's okay for you to be yourself because you're awesome being yourself, but I'm just not funny, or I just don't look. So what would you say to people like that? Just in your opinion?
That's people who just really need to step into their own unique power, what they have to offer, because everyone's, like you said, everyone resonates for different people. So there's people out there in, like, just going to talk about law of attraction because I understand the field, but like, there's people out there that really go into the science, the physics, and that message is meant to resonate with the people that are really scientifically minded, because for them, they're like, I need to hear that in order to process this and to understand how this applies to my life, because they're in frequency and physics and all of that. Whereas to me, I'm not that I'm not the person who can explain that, number one. Number two, that's not that important to me. I take it at face value. I'm interested in it, but that is not going to make or break why I believe in what I believe in. Whereas, and it's just different strokes for different folks, and you don't need to have a message that, like, spot on, as you say, resonates across the board. It's just about your message reaching the people that need to hear it. But whoever you are, and if you're not feeling confident, it's really about connecting into who you are, what you do well, what you have to offer, and why that's important. And if you've got something that's going to help somebody, it doesn't matter if it helps one person. Like when I put on events, I go, if one person comes away from this today and something I've said, or something a speaker that I've brought on has said, they come away and have like a transformation and life-changing result, it was worth it, because you changed that one person's life. And so it is about that. If your message helps one person, that's more important than anything. But it is about being able to tap into what lights you up, what brings you joy, where you're already great, and you'll be amazing and worthy in so many ways. But some people need a little bit of help energetically to connect into that and to release any resistance or any beliefs where people have told them they're not good enough, or that you know, success is only for these types of people. And especially, like, I'm an introvert, you know, and I think a lot of people are like, oh, you have to be an introvert to succeed. And I'm like, no, not at all. There's plenty of like successful and visible introverts, but it's just about, they know how to manage their energy and you know, and to be able to show up in a way that aligns for them. So again, it's all about as well working in a way that aligns for you. And one person's blueprint is not another person's blueprint. You have to find your own way of working in your business and doing it in a way that brings you joy but doesn't deplete you as well, which is so easy. Oh, so my Layla has joined. We are Andres, and Jess Tad's joined. So I don't know who's there, but hey.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Oh, I see it now, actually. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey guys, if you're here, just say hey, or to say hello. Yeah, I love that. It's about having the courage to really be yourself, and that's really important. We love law of attraction, and really basically what you're attracting is up to you. It's the vibe, it's the satellite signal that is the radio signal you're sending out, and the people that are tuned to that frequency will pick you up, or you'll pick them up. Doesn't matter. The co-creators.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah. It's a mutual energy, and it's an energy exchange. And so I always think, like, when you're creating content, you know, the obvious thing that people do is they think, oh, I'm going to create content and hopefully I'll get some followers, or hopefully I'll get some comments from that.
Yeah.
Put out this signal of, I'm putting this content out to help you, and I hope that you're helped through this. That's so much powerful, because you're creating and you're channeling and flowing just from the energy of love. So it's about like this image of a mirror, and what you put your hand out to the mirror and the hand reaches back and meets you there. So it's like, if you reach your hand out through your content to say, I'm trying to connect with you through what I'm delivering, people will come back to you. Whereas if it's a very, like, I'm creating content, but it's all about me, and I just want to, like, take, and I just want your love hearts, and I just want your subscription, like, and just that, like, it's very takey, needy energy. So if you can connect into that through your work, that's more powerful, way more powerful for growing your audience.
That's really great. I wouldn't add to that. That's, if anyone's listening, like, I would really take that on board. Like, not just because I personally think Andrew thinks it's good advice, but, like, you know, there's obvious, which, you know, we're all personal, and I think that advice needs to be taken for each individual person, just like food. You know, one food might be your kryptonite, it might be my superfood, and I feel that really resonates with me. I forgot what I was going to say, but basically that's really good to know. So how do you help your clients? So in terms of what you do for entrepreneurs and creatives.
So usually it's a process of working with the contrast that they've experienced, because usually anybody that comes to work with a coach in any capacity is looking to move away from something and to move towards something. So I work with actually what is that contrast that they're looking to move away from, and what is that birthing for them, to give them a lot more clarity on what is vibrationally they want to really create their reality, working with it at more of a vibrational level, but then building the building blocks of like, actually, how does that equate in real term life and actions and the energy that we put to things. But it is also about doing a lot of work releasing the resistance. So lots of people got different things. A lot of the time it is just, I'm not good enough, don't believe in myself, I'm scared to be seen, scared to be judged. Perhaps it's procrastinating, you know, because we only procrastinate because it's a protection mechanism to hold us back from something that we don't want to do, for whatever that reason that is. So yeah, it's working with like the resistance so people can actually get past themselves, get out of their own headspace and into their heart, and into really believing in themselves and believing in what they're doing, and just gathering that momentum and clarity so that they can actually move forward and generate results in their business, whatever business that is. I got into, obviously you might understand what I'm talking about here. You know, I got into law of attraction coaching and really quickly connected with the coaching community. But something I'm really passionate about is like just being able to coach people who are in lots of different types of businesses, and not just other coaches. It's something I do. I do coach other coaches, but I coach like artists and like designers, musicians, all sorts of people, like shop owners, whatever. And it's exciting. I like being able to connect with and help lots of different types of people. Because it's not just coaches that need it, it's like everyone needs it. Everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's something I'm really passionate about, is helping lots of different people to live their joy, really.
Yeah, even coaches need coaches. No, I agree with that. It's lagging a bit again. Yeah, it absolutely. Even coaches need coaches. I mean, Tiger Woods has a coach. Like, he didn't go onto the field by himself. But anyway, going back to that, it's really great that you work with a lot of people, so you've got experience with that. And so, say for example, you mentioned resistance. So, did you want to maybe just quickly sort of give an example of that?
Yeah, so
People that
resistance.
don't know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so resistance is this pull. Like, it can be a pull or a push. So it's either you're pulling
Yeah.
away from what it is that you want to create because you're scared. So you pull away and you're like, no, that can be a fear of,
Yeah.
it can be a fear of responsibility. You don't want more responsibility. It could be a fear of having more money gets me judged. So I don't actually want to make more money because people are going to think, oh, greedy bitch. Like, so I'm going to hold my back from making more money because I don't want to get judged. Those are like resistance, like where you're pulling away from your desire. But then you've also got resistance of a push, where you're trying to force something to happen because you think it's the best idea, and you're like, I think I'll be happy in having that. And you kind of get so wrapped up in it that you start trying to force this outcome, and you pin all your happiness on receiving that. And you're like, I won't be happy until I get that. So I'm going to try and make it happen. And the most obvious example of that is when people are single and they're just desperate to meet somebody, and they're just on every dating app, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they're not coming at it from a place of excitement. They're just in this place of, I'm desperate to have a relationship because if I don't have a relationship, I'm not happy. So I'm just going to push it and push it and push it, rather than just allowing the unfolding, something to happen in its own natural time. So resistance is either that you are pushing too hard, or it's that you are pulling away from what it is that you want.
I really like how you mentioned just letting it be. It's like a ship. And what's a good example? It's like you're trying to move forward. So when you're letting things be, you're, in the manifestation terms, you're more likely to attract something to you faster, because it's like the cork. You might have been on the Clubhouse
The
call.
bobbing.
It's like the cork on the water. It naturally bobs to the top. It's the resistance in this case, which is you wanting something so bad, which is the relationship which you don't have, that you feel will make you happy. It's actually pushing the cork down. Naturally, its happy habitat is to stay up, and that's where you mentioned that you help people with that, where you get rid of that pushing down of the cork. So much better than the train, than the ship analogy. That you push, you let people, you help people take the hand off. You hold their hand to start, and then you help them take the hand off the cork, and let what comes to fruition. And again, it's a complex process. It's a very complex, well, not complex process. It can be a complex process and difficult when you don't have it, and that's where coaches come in, or reading about it comes in.
Yeah, and I actually think that every new desire, unless there is such a deep, like, I just know I've got this, I almost think that this is a process that a lot of people go through for every new thing that they want. Because every time something new comes, you're like, oh, I want that. And you go into this like cork and water thing. And I think it's just that you have to just develop, it's a mindset, and it's something to be flexed, and it's also trust. But if you want something, you want something, and sometimes as humans, there's no getting around that. And there's even things like new things that come up for me where I'm well aware that sometimes I'm pushing on that cork a little bit and have to take my foot off the gas. And I always say to people, you're not a robot, so it's very, very natural to just sit in this state where sometimes you are like putting a little bit of push on and then easing back. You're just not this person of like, I set an intention and now I've flicked my fuck it switch and now I'm just going to go off. Like, it doesn't work like that, because when the universe presents you with the actions, you go into your action mode and you're doing all of that work, to then stop the action dead in its tracks and say, right, I've done everything now, but there's still that little piece of you that's like, oh, but what do we do next? What do we do next? So it's just that easing between your feminine and masculine, of knowing when to take the action and knowing when to surrender, and just not beating yourself up about it. Like, I think too many people beat themselves up, A, for whether they don't have it yet, or B, because they're just feeling what they're feeling, like, whether they're feeling like, oh, I could be doing more or whatever. It's a much more being accepting of yourself process and whatever it is that you're feeling. But yeah, I think it just comes and goes. It's just something natural, but it's knowing how to manage it when it, like you say, knowing how to manage it when it comes up, so that you can actually surrender it and move away. And I think that's an alien process for a lot of people, because they think it means that they're doing nothing, and they don't like that. But ultimately, I'm always like, actually, choosing you and choosing your joy is the best decision you could be making for any manifestation that you want, because you're choosing you're choosing your vibration, you're choosing to feel good even though you don't have it yet. And that's what law of attraction responds to, the fact that you were like, I'm going to feel good now, instead of, again, pinning all your happiness on what you don't have yet. Because if you're doing that, that's all law of attraction is responding to, is that absence. So, but I think, I see a lot of comments online, I see a lot of comments, and it's people going, I did this exercise and it's been a day and I still don't have it. And I'm like, yeah, well, you might have to wait a little bit, and you might have to do some inner work. So yeah, that's, it's just common. And so I think that's something that I really work on with YouTube, is giving people a lot of resources like EFTs, subliminals, and things that they can actually do that are actually going to help their mindset, their conscious programming. Because I don't want to just put manifestation techniques out there, and I want to actually give people things that are going to help them to get results. So that's always been a huge thing for me, is at the moment, is giving more things that get results, rather than just, yes, techniques get results. So that's anyone. Techniques get results if you believe in them. If you don't believe in it, you ain't going to get a result. it's as simple as that. I don't think particularly there may be a couple where I think, yeah, okay, maybe, but generally I don't think there's any manifestation technique more powerful than another one. It's all about you and your belief and your mind and your heart and your faith and your trust. So when people are like, oh my God, they're like, I missed a day on my intention setting process, and they have an absolute meltdown, and they've become a complete freak out. They're too formulaic rather than enjoying it for what it is. Oh, there you go. You're back. I had a little spinning disc on your face. I didn't know if you'd frozen on me.
I just sort of stay still while I was listening to that. No, yeah, that's yeah, that's really important to hear. You know, it's, and I say this to people as well. It's not about it's about amplifying the good stuff, so your vibration, reducing the resistance, and not worrying if you're not perfect. That's it. And then if you're always moving towards that direction, you're gonna do really well. You're gonna do really well. And you're a good example of that. And it's really nice that you said that your belief comes into it, because at the end of the day, whether it's a diet or a mindset shift, it's your belief, because whatever you believe is right. You know, if you commit to the process, like Esther's going to help me do this, or Andrew, or whoever, or Tony Robbins, or Abraham Hicks, or whoever, it's going to work a lot better. Placebo effect we have in science, but if you go on law of attraction, it's the same. It's exactly the same why someone swears that they manifested their partner. This is really interesting, actually. You know, you mentioned all the dating apps. Logically, if you go on 10 dating apps and you message 10 men or women, whatever you want to message, guy, 10 people every day, you should technically be more likely logically to find someone, right? You would think. And then the person that uses law of attraction, the stuff that doesn't, again, isn't exactly this quantum physics mechanic in that way, even though, like you said, there is actually basis behind it, that person finds their partner earlier. So my point is that maybe if you've been trying all these dating apps for a long time, if you're the kind of person that I used to be, which is I want to note and log everything and look at which technique and which one marries up, which one's better, you might actually be able to get better results through law of attraction. And that's something I think more people are embracing now anyway. I'd be surprised if any successful person today, whether it's Elon Musk or whoever, doesn't use law of attraction. Whether they know it or not, they're using it. Okay, that's really good. So, were you saying something? No. Okay, I can see some nice glasses. Thanks. Yeah. I didn't know. I noticed you were looking. Yeah. So these glasses they basically help with circadian rhythm and the eyes. I'm here, so with light, with a lot of light, it makes it easier, more challenging to sleep. So with this, you're keeping it set. But thanks for noticing. Thanks for noticing.
Good for you, Andrew, because I don't use those, but I generally sleep like a log anyway, so sleep's my favorite thing. But maybe I should get this.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's probably morning there. So no, I appreciate that you're talking and
now. Thank you for talking to me when I know it's late.
Yeah, it's good. So look, I really think that was really valuable. I feel like that was enough for people to chew on. And even people that know about this stuff already, at least they get to feel your energy. Like, you are so vibrant. You're pixelated at the moment, but like, it's like you're using like retinol or something or sunscreen. it's you're glowing. So I your actions speak loud. So what's, for people I can see they're still joining, hopefully we can give them something. Like, what's one thing you'd say to them to help get what they want? Like you said, success.
If you want to be a success, you have to already know you're a success. Because if you want to match the vibration for more success, for more opportunities for success, it's already about connecting to where you already are that thing. Because to vibrationally call it more, you have to already be it. So no matter how small that is, you have to be taking stock of what you do well, what you've achieved. I don't care if it's from your school play that you did when you were 10 years old, but at the time, you got so praise and everyone was like, you're so great. Oh, that's brilliant. Or, you won an art competition at school and your parents were like, oh, we're so proud of you. Like, no, no matter what it is, it can even be just like if you're having a tough time, but you're like, I still manage to clean my house, even though I'm having a really tough time. Like anything where you feel a sense of small achievement or pride is so powerful for connecting into your worth and knowing that you have got this. So I always say to anybody who wants more success is focus on what you're already doing well and where you've already been a success.
I really like that. I just like to add to that we often replay. That's a really good point. This is just to add on to it. We often replay the stuff that hurts, and why not change it to stuff that really goes well? That school play, yeah, it was whatever, how many years ago? Probably for you, it was 3 years ago, right? Like, but those memories are ones that you can replay in your head, and or at least a feeling, and it will make you feel so good, and it will make you attract so much more than you realize. Like just the other day, I was thinking back about ordering something online. It was just so trivial. Like I was happy about online shopping, and I don't do a lot. I do more now for not just for my business, but I'm into health and wellness and that kind of thing, and especially in COVID times. And the weirdest things happened to me. I went to a dance party. I had a bag, and I don't know. I left it sort of on a chair, and the security guard came over to me and he said, like, "Is this your bag?" I said, yeah, who wants to know? I didn't say who wants to know. I said it, yeah. He said, your bag was open for everyone to see. I was like, okay, that's strange. Okay, like maybe someone opened it. I don't tend to do that. But anyway, he said, your drink bottle, your phone, someone could have taken it. I said, okay. So what I did, he said, is I put your bag behind the chair so that no one could take it. And in all the years, I'm not a big party guy, but in all the years I've been out, no security guard has ever done or looked after that for me. And then I met someone later because I was looking for something to do over the weekend with COVID, things which are closed. And someone basically told me about an event that I wanted to go to the next day that I was looking for. And I was thinking, so my point is, like, weird things, great things happen. That was there's many stories. That was a weird story. But anyway, that happened like last week. So that's what came to my mind. But basically, really good things happen when you hold that feeling. And I love how you said the school play, or hopefully you guys had parents, but childhood things. There has to be something. Like if you dig, people are like, oh, my life sucks, but there's something. There will be one thing. Like whether it's even that person that had a crush on you and you didn't like them back, or whatever. Or someone you baked you a cookie. That's something, isn't it?
It's always nice, isn't it? Just be like, yeah, I didn't really like you, but it's great, that you liked me. I'll take that,
I feel there's like it's what you choose to focus on. There's always something good. I really appreciate you, Esther. Thank you,
Thank
and everyone that decided to join. This is really good stuff.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for joining.
Cheers. Thanks, Esther. Thanks, guys. Good night.
So welcome. Have a lush day. Well, have a nice go to bed. Get some sleep.
Oh yeah. Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.